Okay, so Thursdays, I had to down Thursdays from noon to 2, but I may change up the day. Because I know some people are like, oh, I have something, or I know Audrey, her kids, they have to get picked up at like noon. And so that's hard for her to do later in the day. So I may like send out like a text that says, hey guys, what about this time? Like give you like 3 options and say, vote for the one that works best for you. Now I'm always going to do it where there's a Zoom option. And then I'll always record it and send it out. So if that doesn't work or whatever, there's always going to be something else. But some people had asked me about like, what should you be doing every day? Because that's usually like the biggest thing. Like, what should I do every day? Like, how should I organize my day? And so we had actually, and I'm multitasking, I apologize. We had actually hired is someone trying to get in? Yep. We had actually hired a business coach, and he helps us to determine like, what do we need to do? Like, how can we, increase our business? Like, what do we need to do? How much should we be doing for each thing? I'm going to disable the waiting room so that way everybody just comes in. And he shared a lot of information, so I wanted to share it with you. So let me go in here because I need to find this 1 point sheet. Derp, derp, derp. Where did it go? I think everybody has a Google account, don't you? Does everybody have a Google? Okay. All right, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually create your calendars. So we're going to time block. That's the first thing I'm going to do today. And then I'm going to get in KV Core and show you some stuff before I have to leave to go pick up Jax. But let me pull up this sheet. There it is. All right. That's not what I wanted. Hang on. Oh, I wish this would just work the way I want it to, but it doesn't. It never does. All right, hang on. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Where is this page that I wanted? Nope, that's not it.
Also, hi, ladies.
Oh, everybody that hasn't met everybody else.
Hello.
So, Paula, this is Audrey.
Hi, Paula.
And Paula, this is Alice. And Alice and Audrey, that's Paula.
All right.
You feeling better, Alice?
Yes, feeling better now.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is... All right. So, I'm going to share my screen. Ignore this. I tell you, I need to like stop working. Okay. So I want you, don't pay attention to my side because my side's different. But looking at Chris's schedule, one of the things that you'll see is the green means those are money things that bring in money. And what it is prospecting. Now, everybody has their own schedule because like for me, I can't do anything that early in the morning because I have to bring Jackson to school. Alice, you're doing real estate part-time. So obviously you cannot prospect while you're supposed to be working your other job because that would probably get you in trouble. Okay. So when you go to Google and you click on the little I call it the tic-tac-toe board, and then you click calendar, it shows up your calendar. Okay. So what you need to do is have 2 hours, especially if you're a full-time agent, 2 hours in the morning as prospecting. Block that time out, but then you have to stick to it. Now, will there be times that like you may have to move it around because, maybe the kids are out of school that day. And so like you can't go prospect, or, you have a client that needs to go show a home at that time. Could that happen? Yes. Okay. But block out those 2 hours every single morning. You should also have 2 hours in the evening where you're prospecting again, because some people, the people that are home in the morning are not home at night. And the people who are at home at night may not be available in the morning. So that way you have 2 sets of 2 hours at different times of the day. Now, one of the things that I do really bad is I don't unplug my phone. Like I constantly have my phone at me. And what that means is like, if my daughters, and I have a lot of them, if they call me, then it interrupts me from my day. If I get a ding that, oh, someone liked your reel, then that distracts me. If I get like an email that says, oh, we want you back at HelloFresh, like that distracts me. So on your phone, especially if you have an Apple, you can do not disturb. Now, I'm from the sandbox of like, I have old parents. My parents are in their mid to late 80s. So if my mom calls me or my dad calls me, I don't want to miss that call because it could be something that's like very important. And so on your do not call, you are on your do not disturb, you can actually say who you will accept calls from. So I have my parents on there. So that way they can interrupt me. Or, you know, like if you have kids that are driving, obviously like you want to be interrupted by them. Okay. Because if that could be an emergency. But for the rest of the time when I'm doing prospecting, my phone is on do not disturb. Now my prospecting is different because I'm prospecting agents. You're prospecting transactions. Okay. There should be 15-minute times in the day where you check your voicemail and you check your email. Okay. Don't do it all day long. Just set certain times for yourself. Okay. And then on your voicemail, because remember, if you're prospecting, you're not answering your phone, right? So your voicemail on your phone should say, hi, you've reached Jackie Durbin, team leader of the D team brokered by eXp Realty. I apologize for missing your call. However, I do check my voicemail 3 times during the day. The next are at, you know, and then you tell them the 3 times at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. As soon as I check my voicemail and get your message, then I will return your call promptly. Okay, so that way they know, leave a message because she's going to call you back or he's going to call you back. The other thing is social media. I love social media. Okay, I absolutely love it. But what I know is leads that I get from social media take a while to nurture because they're brand new people. They're strangers that I haven't created a relationship with yet. And so that shouldn't be your sole focus. However, I'm from the world of social media is still important. So pick 30 minutes in every single day that you're going to create content. 30 minutes a day. Okay. Now you can create, I would say, I mean, if you're good at it, you could probably create about 10 reels in 30 minutes. Okay. Because all you're doing is recording it. All right. Then set 30 minutes every single day to edit that stuff. Then set 30 minutes to, not post it, but like plan the post. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is going to go out on Monday. And you can time those out. Okay. So you're still spending an hour and a half on social media. All right. Because you may have multiple platforms. All right. But set those times aside. All right. There should be an hour every single day where you're learning something new. Okay. Now, what's lucky for us at eXp is we have that on-demand library within eXp University, and it's also on the workplace. So like, you know, right now the market's kind of up and up. So maybe you're like, you know what, in case there are any foreclosures or any, what's the other word that they use, Paula, you may have to tell me, is it ROI, REO? Real estate or whatever. Is that what it's called? REO?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So an REO, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically like a bank owned property. Okay. And those were really big in 2008. Now I don't anticipate that becoming an issue just because anyone who's losing houses, it's not going to be because of like lending stuff. It's because of just normal life stuff. But there's probably lots of classes on the on-demand where you can learn about those. Probate situations, like maybe you've never done a probate. So there's maybe an online class that's talking about that. Or like today, there was the transaction desk one. So there's all this different stuff, or maybe it's just on YouTube. You know, maybe your education is like on YouTube, or maybe it's going on, because remember, all of you all have access to all of my KV Core trainings, those self-paced courses, 100% for free. Okay. So spend an hour every single day learning something new. All right. And then 1 hour with your sphere of influence. Now that could be you in the neighborhood, planning an event in your neighborhood. That could be you reconnecting over text messages to like your friends or your family or whoever. But I think putting those things in play are going to help you know exactly what to do. And then also it'll increase your, what's it called? Your pipeline. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share first. Now, does everybody know how to use Google Calendar? If not, I can do a real quick tutorial. Everybody good on that?
Mine unlinked.
Huh?
Have you
Yours?
sent? Yeah, mine unlinked from my email, I think. Have you sent anything? Because normally it
No.
used to just push it right through, but it doesn't
No.
link anything for me now.
Oh, you know what? Because like this one right here, hang on. I don't have this sent to anyone else. Like I don't have any guests that were invited, but let me see if I send it to you, Audrey, if it'll shoot it over to you.
Okay.
Let me hit save. Let me do it just for this one. All right. So whenever you're setting your day, you basically just click on the time and then this pops up. When this box pops up, that's where you can put it in. All right. Then you can go in here. You can change the times out. You could make it where it repeats on every single weekday, Monday through Friday. So if it is your prospecting one, the reason why mine shows up 3 calendars is because I have my regular D team and then I have stuff for everything else. And then I have Chris's calendar because I have to maintain all the calendars. It's so much fun. This is why we're hiring an admin. Because I can't do all this all day. All right. So now people always ask me, what are prospecting things? Like what could you do? So here is a list of some of them. Okay. Prospecting, you could call for sale by owners. That's a prospecting thing. You could call expired listings or canceled listings. You could go to the grocery store with 10 business cards and a bass cart and don't leave the grocery store until you have passed out the bass cart or you've passed out all the cards. If you want to really get yourself to move faster, put ice cream in your bass cart and then I bet you'll pass out the cards a lot quicker. Okay. All right. And because people always say like, well, what do you mean pass out the cards? Pass out the cards. Walk up to the person in the produce department. Hi, Bill, because he has his name on his shirt. How are you doing today, Bill? I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Do you come here often? Yes, I shop here all the time. Hey, my name's Jackie. I'm a real estate agent. I know you may not be buying or selling a house right now. Actually, no, we are. Oh, you're looking to buy a house? Now I just met someone. If he says, no, we're not, then I say, well, you know what? You see people all day long, Bill. If you hear anybody in your little produce section saying that they're looking for a house, would you give my card out? What's the worst thing he could say? No, crazy lady? All right, thanks. No skin off my tail. Now I'm going to go to someone else because I have melting ice cream in my bass cart. That's prospecting. Door knocking is prospecting. I would not encourage you to door knock right now because it's freaking hot. And do you really want to talk to someone when you're sweaty and stinky? Probably not. They're not going to want to talk to you. All right. You could, since we're all in Arizona, call the neighbors on that list that Anna has given you for your neighborhood and say, hey, my name's Jackie Durbin. I'm actually a neighbor. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, you know what? I'm a real estate agent. And a lot of people have asked me to provide them like a current market analysis of their home and then a market report of our neighborhood. Would you like one? I can just put one in the mail for you. Actually, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, you could totally put it in the mail. Awesome. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. Oh, wait a minute. Do you have a minute? Yeah, I have a minute. So you're not calling to like solicit, you're calling to give value. hey, I've been talking to a lot of the neighbors and they asked to, get a market analysis of the neighborhood and of their home. I'm going to go ahead and print those out and send them out in the mail. Would you like one? That's prospecting. Because people always say, well, they tell me to make calls for an hour. I don't know who I'm calling. Call everybody. All right. It could be anybody. But if you're looking for people, make sure you're calling your neighbors, even if you don't know them. All right. Prospecting could be sending out an email to all of the people in your neighborhood and saying, hey, I'd like to start a book club. Anybody want to join? You're prospecting because you're meeting new friends. And then you start a book club. And guess what? Now you have two to 10, maybe even more people who are now more likely to refer you as an agent than anyone else. Prospecting could be agent attraction, but I mean, yeah. I do when I was in production, I spent 2 hours on Friday building relationships with my cross agents. And all I did was I called all the cross agents that I had, and I called all the agents that were attached with me that were not with EXP on my Facebook and my Instagram. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be going out to lunch on Friday, and I'd love if you'd want to, or I was just wondering if maybe you'd want to go with me. If they say no, okay. If they say why? Well, because I don't like to go to lunch by myself. And, we had a good conversation on, over the transaction. And I'd love to kind of pick your brain. Okay. Now don't go and talk EXP though. Ask them questions. Hey, you know what? So you're with HomeSmart or you're with Century 21. Tell me about your brokerage. Oh, I love my brokerage. Do you? That's awesome. So what do you love about it? Well, our broker, he actually, he gets back to us in like 48 hours when we email him. Oh, really? 48 hours. That's awesome. And then like you start, once they'll tell you a couple things that they like. And then they're like, yeah, but I don't know. Like I can never cap. What do you mean you can't cap? Well, like we don't have a cap. Like we always pay this percentage. Oh, so like, what would be like a good cap, you think? I don't know. Maybe like 10, 12. Oh, okay. What about 8? Because that's what my cap is. What do you mean your cap's 8? My cap's 8. Now they're going to ask questions. Okay. But the point is just to get them out to lunch. So when I was doing both, I spent 2 hours on Fridays making lunch appointments because you have to eat lunch. That's the other thing that should be in your schedule, an hour for lunch. Please give yourself an hour. All right. I went with the whole thing of, I only had 20 minutes. Actually, it wasn't even 20 minutes when I was a teacher for lunch. It's bad for your gut. You're not supposed to eat that fast. Okay. We are not animals. All right. You have to slowly eat. Okay. And don't look at Chris's because he only has a half an hour for lunch because I won't give him an hour. I'm like, you're fine. You don't even eat that much. And then other things, let's see, reaching out to your past clients. That's prospecting. Because guess what they can give you? Referrals. So that's prospecting. Creating any type of ads on Facebook. Getting on your KV Core and creating a squeeze page. That's prospecting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a whole list of, hey, this is what prospecting is. So that way, like when you have that 2 hours in the morning, you can say, okay, what can I do right now? Oh, okay, I'll do this on my list. And then, okay, I have this 2 hours at night. What could I do? Do this on your list. Now, I would like Chris's prospecting. I hate that it's at this time from 5:30 to 7:30 because what are most people doing from that time? Eating dinner. So what I would prefer him to do is maybe cut this in half and do an hour a little bit earlier and then change it up a little bit. Just because some people are eating. I wouldn't call anyone after like 8 o'clock that I don't know. Like my sphere of influence, yeah, I'll call them after 8. But people that I don't know, I'm not going to call them after 8 because they may be getting kids to sleep or doing baths, or maybe that's when they're sitting and, I don't know, doing their CBD or THC or whatever it is. And I don't want to bother them. Okay. So I'm just going to let them do their thing. So the importance is make sure you're doing things to increase getting more people. And if anyone does not have their neighborhood information, email me your neighborhood. And then what I'll do is I'll forward it to Anna. And if Anna does not get it to you, then we'll send it to our other title officer, because Anna's kind of dropped the ball on a couple people, and I'm not very happy right now about that, because if you want to keep us at your title company, then you need to do your job. But anyhow, that's okay. All right, now I'm going to jump into KV Core because I want to show you all something. All right. So on your dashboard, the first thing that you should do every single morning is look at the tasks that you have. KV Core will set up some tasks for you. Now, if you don't have anyone in your KV Core, that's step one. Okay. You got to get people in there. They could be friends. They could be your family. They could be people that are already in your phone. Just put them in your KV Core. Okay. Send them a link to go ahead and like be able to view homes. Be like, hey guys, you could do a whole group text. Hey guys, here's a link to my website. If you want to be able to check out some houses that are for sale in the area, even if you're not really thinking about moving, if you're just curious, here's a link. Now you've already got them registered in your KV Core. So they're not going to have to register. But if they start searching, guess what you get? An alert that says, Joe is looking at 7 different homes. So then you call Joe and you're like, hey, Joe, I see you looking at like quite a few homes. Are you thinking about buying? I wasn't. But then I saw this one and I was like, ooh, I really like that. And I know we could sell our house for top dollar. Oh, okay. So, I mean, of the 6 that you've seen that I see on this form, because on KV Core, it'll show you. So hang on, let me pull this up. Those are emails. So right here on this drop down, I don't know if you all know that, but on the main screen on this drop down, it'll do all activity, which I don't encourage you to use because it's too much. You can do property views. So those are people who are actively looking at properties. There's the question. So if they're asking you a question, if they want to see a property, says on KV Core, they can say, I want to see this property, and you'll see that. If they ask for an evaluation, like hey, how much is my home worth? You can click that one. These are new leads that are newly in your system, new text message that you've received, new emails. Hot leads are leads that are really busy on your website. New listings, and then email events. So I'm going to look at property views. So I can see Griselda in the last 17 days, she was looking at some stuff. Okay. So what do I need to do? I need to call Griselda and be like, hey, Griselda, I saw you were on the website again. Now I know Griselda, she's one of our neighbors, and they're actually looking for a house for her dad. But down here, Jeremy, he was looking 22 days ago at some houses in Santan Valley. Now I can email him right here, and it'll email him this link. Now notice how Griselda's, it says text. That means that Jeremy, either I don't have a cell phone number for him, or he is unsubscribed to text messages. Okay. So if they've done one of those 2 things, then it's not going to allow me to do a text message. So that's what you can see. All right. So every single day when you get into your KV Core, look at property views. Who's looking at properties? But make sure that you're sending it out to your friends and say, hey, you know what? Don't use Zillow. Don't use Zillow, because you know what? The house that you really like, it may not be available. Really? Why? Well, because agents from the MLS, it'll go to Zillow. And when we go active, or when we go under contract, we personally go into the MLS system and change it. Zillow has to do it secondhand. And so theirs is not always done in the same timely manner that we have to, by law, do on our MLS. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, a little bit of information. And the A in Zillow stands for accuracy. So that's why they're not as accurate. But right here where it has task, I can click on it, and it'll tell me what I have to do today and then what's coming up. So if I click on here, these were my closed clients, and I see that August 16th, September 20th, 27th, and then October 21st, these are coming up on their 1-year anniversary. So I want to reach out to them, set up a time to be able to go out and, you know, bring them like a little gift. Maybe it's a plant, something under $10. Okay. I'm not spending money. All right. But I have to have a reason to go to their house. All right. So I'm going to bring them a gift. I'm going to bring them a CMA that I create on my KV Core. I'm going to put it in a nice little, you know, EXP folder with some business cards. And then I'm going to bring them out. I'm going to bring it out to them. And then while I'm there, I'm going to take a video of me handing them their gift and say, hey, happy 1-year anniversary. Maybe I even go to the dollar store and I get like the number 1 real big, like those big, obnoxious, you know, number balloons. And I have them hold it. Hey, happy 1 year. How are you doing? How are you going to celebrate? 1 year is, I don't even know I think it's paper, maybe is the anniversary. So here is your paper. It's your CMA. Aren't you excited? Look how much money that you've already earned in your house. Okay. So that's where you find your task. All right. Going to your people. So the people are on the Ferris wheel right here. Okay. So that's how you remember. The people are on the Ferris wheel. Mine's taken a while. So when you find someone, if you click on them, this was a brand new lead that just came in. Mine are actually where they're in order from when they were created. You can organize yours however you want to, but I just click on this little created button. So the one that was created the first or like last, is put in there. Now, this person, she came in from this hashtag KVCore1, and I know exactly what that is. So I had actually posted hey, do you want 30 hook ideas for landing and squeeze pages? And so I knew that was what that hashtag was. And look, I didn't have to do anything. My system said, oh, this is the hashtag. So you know what? We are going to start that campaign. See how the envelope is blue and it's open? That means that she viewed it. Okay. If they don't look at it, then it would be gray and it would be unopened. But look, if I click on it or I put my mouse over it, it tells me what time she opened it. All right. It was sent to her in the morning and she opened it at night. Okay. And then this was the email that was sent. Welcome to the list. I'm so happy that you're here. And then here was all of the information that was sent to her. So it told her all the hooks. If she's looking at homes, it's going to come up right here. So I can see exactly what she's seeing. If I call her and I get in contact with her, I can click right over here where it says add a note. And I can put today's date. Okay, so maybe I call her. Jenny is with KW. Loves it, but is ready to taste the EXP Kool-Aid. And then I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add that note. I'm going to pin it to the top. And then I'm going to go right here where it says more actions. I'm going to add a task. My task is going to be follow up. Whoops. Can I type today? What is going on? Follow up. So I'm going to call Jenny and see how things are going. How is business? How is the KV Core training going that she's getting? Any other help? Okay. Whoops. Now I can set what day I want this task to give it to me. Now, remember on the first page where it said, hey, assign the task? I can do this. So look, I'm going to make this task on the 8th. Okay. Well, what time do you want it? Well, I'm going to do it at noon. It's assigned to myself. Now I'm going to add the task. The task is going to stay up here on the top. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay up at the top. And if there's another task, it's going to go right over top of it. When I've done this, I'm going to hit mark done. If I didn't get to it, but I want it to come back, I'm going to hit snooze. If I've decided I want to change up something, I hit this pencil and I can edit, or I hit this X and I can delete. Now, let me go back to the regular platform on dashboard. Go to my task. Why is it not uploading? Hang on. Pause. There it is. Okay, so now she's right here. And it puts her right up here at the top because that's the first task that I have to do. So I don't have to remember, oh yeah, I put that task on hers. It's going to remind me on my task sheet on the dashboard. So that's a way that you can manage following up with those clients. You know, so like if in your 1 hour of prospecting or 2 hours of prospecting, you call all of the neighbors. Okay. So let's say I'm calling all the neighbors. I'm going to go to the smart CRM. I'm going to filter all of my neighbors based on the hashtag that I put them in. Okay. So if it was my neighborhood of Sun Groves, then I would put in Sun Groves, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have Sun Groves in mine because that's in Chris's CRM. Okay. So I'm going to use my rewire people. I'm going to hit apply the filter. And what it will do is it will go through all of my contacts and it'll pull up all the people that have rewire attached. Okay. Now it's going to keep them here and I can click on this person. There's her phone number. I'm going to text or call her, and then notes, I'm going to put the notes in there. She answered, she would like a CMA. Then I'm going to create the task, make the CMA, decide when you're going to make it, assign it to yourself as a task. Don't stop and make it now. No. This is our hour of calls and prospecting. So keep calling people, but put your notes in here. And the reason why is because then you know exactly where it is. Okay. So then I go to the next person and look, it kept them all on there. So even if I go back, it's not going to take them out and I have to like research for them. You don't have to do that, which is nice. So now you click this person. There's her phone number. I'm going to call her. All right. Because this is blue, that means she opened it. Okay. If it was gray, she didn't open it. So that's one way that you can kind of manage who you're calling and what you're doing during your prospecting. Okay, I have a few more minutes. The other thing I wanted to show you, is how to do the CMA. Okay, so if I go into marketing and I click on CMA Builder and I click Get Started. Now I will tell you this. I think sometimes EXP's CMA through KV Core is sometimes high. Okay, that's okay because they're always changing. So we can just blame it on the market. Okay, you're going to say who it's prepared for. You're going to put in the address. You're going to build the CMA. It says it takes 30 seconds. It doesn't always take 30 seconds. But when you get it, you're going to be able to download it. Now, one of the things that Kanika did was she looked up the people who had bought their house like 3 and 4 years ago in her neighborhood, and then printed these out and mailed them out to all the people without even calling them. Now, you can do that. I don't know how much traction she got, if anyone called back and said, hey, thanks, or whatever, but I would maybe call them first, tell them you're going to send it, because then you can create a task to follow up. Hey, I just wanted to follow up. Did you get that CMA? You did? Okay, what did you think about it? Guess what? It's downloaded on my computer because I saved it with that address, so I can pull it up when I call them back. So I'm going to click here. Yeah, this is still way off. It's still high, I think. Anyhow, so this is what it looks like. So it's going to show you the address. See how it says prepared for and it has your name. As long as in KV Core you've put a picture, then it's going to go ahead and show your picture. As long as you've said, hey, I want my phone number on there, it's going to show your phone number. And then because this is like a trifold, you know, it's big enough to fold it 3 times, basically, you can have this up at the top. So this is what's going to send to them. And it shows the last time it sold was in August. Here's some similar houses that are selling. And this is the price range. These are the dates that they closed. This was the age of the house. So this one was 16 years old. This one was 5 years old. But look, the 5-year-old house didn't sell for as much as the 16-year-old house did. Okay. Here's another 5-year-old house. I don't know why it doesn't show the number of bedrooms. So what I would do is if I was going to send this out, I would only print page 1. So kind of look at it, because this doesn't give them all the information. It tells them the price, it tells them the date, but you really can't compare apples to apples. And then this is their property right here.
You said this automatically saves them if you've searched it?
If you have to download it. So like once you have this,
Mm-hmm.
then you just want to download it. And what I would do is I would create a folder, like right here, it's how it said CMAs. And then I would take this part out. And then it's got the address, 34832 North Laredo Court. And then I just save it.
Okay.
But I would only maybe print that first page though. Because sometimes this can get a little confusing to them, and really they don't care. They just want to see what their house is worth. People are very egocentric. They just want to see their own house. All right. So that's how you create them, and that's a way to send them out. So that's good prospecting. Like that's good time spent, because you're calling people, you're getting on the phone. You know, people may not answer. If it's a cell phone, I would text them. Hey, it's Audrey, one of your neighbors. I'm gonna try to call you again later on this evening. Now they know who you are. Don't tell them everything. All right, because then they may not answer the phone. But maybe tell them a little bit. And then to find those expireds, because I know, Alice, you're getting used to using MLS, so I want to show you how to find that stuff. So when you log in, and Audrey may have already showed you this, because I know she was showing you some of the stuff on MLS. So you're going to go to quick search.
Uh-huh.
And then right here where it says status,
It's okay.
we want to find stuff that is expired or canceled, not temporarily off the market. Why is it doing that? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, we're going to do expireds. Okay. So I'm going to select all. Then I'm going to go to the expired date.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to change the range to this week. So today is what, the
August 4th.
1st, duh, August 1st, 08/01 2022 to 52 listings expired just this week. That's insane. Okay. Now notice where they are though. Okay. Some of them are West Valley, which is not my area. So it would not be beneficial for me to call them because I know nothing about their neighborhood. Okay. But Paula, who knows the West Valley, those are people that she's calling because she does know those neighborhoods and she can market them the right way. And she does have a sphere of influence who's out there. I don't even have a sphere of influence in the West Valley. But right here in this Chandler area, I do, because I know people there. And now my computer's thinking that I want to move. No, I don't want to move. Go back. So expired, those date ranges, and I'm going to pick this week. Someone said, why wouldn't you pick, like a bigger span? Well, because 52 is enough for me to call. Okay, so I can go down here and I can look at the city. And I can put in parts that I know. So there's Queen Creek. There's 2. Okay, then I can add, maybe I want to add Santan Valley. So I'm gonna add Santan Valley. Ooh, now we've got 3. So let's see the list. 424, 549, and a 599. Yes, I would list all of those.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when I click on them and look who it all is. Anybody recognize that name? I'll give you a hint. They're one of the least favorite brokerages of mine.
You know, I was working on this a while back and just taking things and delivering them on their doorsteps, and I noticed then that the majority of them in the West Valley are,
It's 72 hours sold.
yeah.
Mm.
Because guess what? Houses aren't selling in 72 hours. So I'm sorry, your marketing doesn't work anymore. Okay. What I know about 72 hours sold, because this is like Chris's kryptonite. He hates this brokerage and he hates the guy. He calls him Skeletor, which is so mean. But anyhow, he does look like Skeletor. But anyhow, that's beside the point. This is their marketing strategy. Okay. They price the house under market value.
Mm.
And the reason they do that is because it creates this fear of missing out and this buyer frenzy. Like, oh my gosh, this house is worth so much more. Why is it being sold so low? Okay. Now, in the market we had, it worked great because it made all these people, and they only gave an hour and a half to look at the home. You only have an hour and a half to schedule showings. Okay. So it's like everybody's moving all over each other. And I'm like, dude, there's still like COVID didn't go away. Like, should you really have 100 people in the house at one time? Like, this is not smart. Okay. All right. So if I look at this right here, I'm going to look at the detail. Okay. I see this is a little rough right there. Okay. But the house looks nice. Not my favorite color, but guess what? That's cosmetic. It doesn't look bad though. No, this is a nice house.
Mhm.
Outside of the garage, that's the only thing that I see that I'm like, ugh, maybe we should try to maybe we should get a new garage door. Put that on there. That'll help it sell.
Yeah.
Maybe add some more landscaping around there. But the yard looks, I mean, it's desert landscape. It looks like they've got, I can't tell if it looks like it's not an RV, but maybe it's just like the one, but it looks like it's in good shape. Okay. I can't see everything from the neighbors, but let me do this. Let me go to the detail. Gary and Empire. That's by me. Where is this? Oh, Circle Cross. Okay, so let's see. It was listed on the 22nd of June and it expired August 1st. Okay, that's not very long. All right, I don't see anything else. No lockbox on the property. Seller may consider early offers. Okay. All right. So it looks like they still wanted to sell. So what am I going to do? I'm going to figure out, because I don't know, I can click on Monsoon and I see their name. It's an owner occupied residence. So what that means is it's not a rental. Okay. Here are their names, Scott Gregory and Lindsay Corti. Now I have lots of options. I can send them a handwritten note. Okay. And say, hey, I saw that your home was expired on August 1st. Just wanted to know if you were still considering selling your home. Now watch this. I'm going to take this address. Not that part right here. Okay. And I'm going to go into KV Core. I'm going to build the CMA. So I'm going to do a little bit of research. This is prospecting. This is a great use of your time. Okay. As soon as it's done, I'm going to click it. Now it was listed for 424.9. That's the stupidest number I've ever heard. Okay. Look at what we could list it for now. So what we usually do is we look at this adjusted property value, which is 440. So we could list it for a little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to go to my menu. I'm going to do an RPR of the exact same address. And the reason why, this is just an additional tool for me to see if the pricing is right, because I don't want to give a number and then be a liar. So I always want to check out a couple. Okay, so this is how we price homes. We take this number right here, this 435, 460, stupidest number I've ever heard, plus 466 divided by 2, 450. That's 25,000 more than what they were gonna originally list, or what they originally list at. If I tell them that I can, what if I told you I could get you 25,000, that I believe I can get you 25,000 more than what was his name? Let me go back to the report. Christy and Gina were gonna do. I noticed that Christy and Gina listed your house for 424,900. I think I could list it and sell it for 450. Would you be open to a conversation? Here's my phone number. Okay. So that's what I would put in that email to them. And then what I would do is I would send this address to my title company, whichever title company is actually giving me the information, and say, hey, I need their email and their phone number. I'm going to put them in my KV core. And then I'm going to start this campaign that I created that I can give to all of you all. Whoops, that's not it. For expired listings. So not only did they get a handwritten note from you, and yes, I like sending handwritten notes. I'm sorry. I know there's an easier way, but I appreciate a handwritten note and I prefer to send them out. So here's part of this campaign. Hey, I saw your house came off the market. It's a great place. I've shown a few houses to my clients looking in your area. Can we talk today? Now, am I going to send that to the same type of expired listing in Gold Canyon? No, because I haven't shown houses in Gold Canyon. But I have shown houses in my backyard. Hello, I bought the house in my backyard, or my house is in the front of the backyard, whatever, you get it. Okay. So this is a great tool. This is something that you could do every single day, is just look up expired listings, send out those handwritten notes. So I'm going to stop sharing. All right. I've got 3 minutes before I got to leave and go pick up Jax. What questions do you have? Any? Everybody okay? Okay. If you're sending out handwritten notes, when you come into the office, if you're like, oh, I haven't made any money yet, I can't be buying all of these cards. I have a lot. Okay. The only ones I say you can't use are these. These are my favorite ones. You can't use these. Those are the ones that I send out to people. And then these are thank you cards. If you're sending out CMAs, obviously you're printing them out. We have a printer in the office. You don't have to print those out on your own printer. And I have the envelopes. So you don't have to buy all those office supplies. We have those. That's part of why you're on a team. You don't have to buy all your office supplies. We provide them. It just may not be the ones that you like. But those are in there. But yes, ma'am, Audrey, you said you had a question.
Do you have scripts for
Yes,
sale
for
by
expired.
owners? You
Yep.
what?
Yep.
Awesome.
I will send those out. Hang on. I'm going to make a note for myself right now, because as soon as I get in the car, my brain is going to be off. Okay. So I'm going to send scripts. Do you want for sale by owner and expireds?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you want one for sphere of influence too? What to say when you call your friends that you haven't talked to in like 6 months?
I'm good on those.
Okay.
I've been doing those.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do a prospecting list. And then a recap for your daily kind of schedule.
You know what you made me that might be beneficial? You made me a little checklist of what I
checklist?
need to accomplish every day.
Yep.
Super helpful.
Okay. I may send that to Anna and tell Anna to print it out for me. And then I can take it to my old school and have them laminate it. Or no, never mind. I can take it to Jackson's school. Hello, I'm on the PTO. I'm a board member. I can go and laminate some shit, but I'll laminate it. So that way you can use a dry erase marker.
Yeah, those are
Actually have a
helpful.
laminator too. If you want to just send it to me to print out, I can go ahead. I have a laminator here that I can use too.
Okay. All right. Well, very cool. All right, guys, I'm going to hit unrecord.